Warning, this program contains scenes of a graphic nature. This includes footage of a mature subject matter and is intended for an adult audience.
Welcome everybody to Villains and Creeps. We're at Welcome to Derry, episode 7, The Black Spot. And that's referring to the club the black guys made at the military base. They have their own spot, the Black Spot. We go into 1908 at the circus or carnival. You see the original Pennywise. It would have been cool to live back then or to see a show like that because the way that it's arranged and the little cart and the flowers are popping up and the scene is working behind him and you see Pennywise the dancing clown and he's dancing around. He's kind of like mimish but a clown and he's inaudible. To compliment Bill Skarsgård, he's pretty awesome at his act with Pennywise.
So this is kind of getting off subject from the Derry thing. Did you watch Nosferatu?
The old or the new one?
Yeah, the new one with him in it.
Not yet.
Dude, he did good in that one too.
He was Nosferatu, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
It's a testament to his acting ability, man. I see great things coming from this. Well, obviously, we see great things now coming from him, but in the future, I see some great things coming from him. Like his method acting and the way his performance is just spot on, amazing. I hope he doesn't get cut back. I really hope he doesn't get typecast into these roles of just villain creatures. But shit, man, he does really well with it.
Even if he does, what's the guy who played? Let me look it up. Doug Jones. If you know who Doug Jones is, he played the Pale Man, and he's played so much characters like Skarsgård, where he's been typecasted in doing that stuff. But he's so great. What doesn't matter if he gets typecast, because he plays such cool roles. And it's kind of like where it went to Doug Jones and it went to Andy Serkis, and I think Andy Serkis is kind of weak. He's not a Doug Jones or Bill Skarsgård, but I think Bill Skarsgård is taking up what Doug Jones has done. And Doug Jones is a little bit old. I'm sure he could still do that stuff, but if Skarsgård could take over that role that Doug Jones was doing, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
All those
that's
roles.
Really cool.
The kids observing the show, they attack Pennywise, and he's panicked and he wants them to get away. And his wig falls off. As he does that during the performance, he takes his wig off, and the kids are thrilled, but they're actually violating him and taking off his wig, and he's trying to get away. And who was watching him at the distance? Because his daughter was functioning, helping him with the show, with all the props and everything. Who was watching him at the tower?
At the tower, that was the monster. That was
the
Pennywise.
monster?
That was it,
okay.
Essentially. So it's kind of cool because the monster is learning how to interact, and he sees this clown figure, and he sees how well the kids are drawn to the clown. Because I guess back then, the clowns weren't revered and feared because of the movie It. It's like what we had. So we had the original It with Tim Curry, and that traumatized a litany
generations
of children,
and generations.
So everybody hates clowns now.
Everybody loves a clown, so why don't you?
To the degree, So now, back then, it was showing this Pennywise the dancing clown, and how the kids are just drawn to him. None of the kids are afraid of him. All the kids just love him, and then run up to the stage and rush him, and that's Pennywise, or that's the monster in the background watching him.
Then you go into where Pennywise is with Ingrid in their home, and they're discussing you get to experience their main life, and you don't really see that. I think that would be a cool story to follow them, and I think they wrapped up everything too quickly. It would have been a cool show to just see them and their struggles, and obviously they lost their mother or his wife, and which causes Pennywise to drink. But it's cool to see their interaction and how he carries himself, and the way that Skarsgård delivers the character and his voice and everything is just so... I mean, it's ominous, being that he's going to be eventually Pennywise, even though he really ain't Pennywise. But the character beforehand, he's just creepy anyways, and it's just a cool character, in my opinion. He sees Periwinkle, his daughter Ingrid. He asks her to bow, and he's excited, and that's where he gives her name, calls her Periwinkle, and you find out that was the original their wife or the mother's name because
Yeah,
he
that was her
performed
stage
with,
name.
yeah, she performed with Pennywise. And she was like, well, that was mom's name. And he was like, do you think I should have that name? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I'm accepting of that.
Talk about a tragic freaking story as far as like the whole Pennywise the Dancing Clown like show for
Hmm.
the kids. It's basically the telling of his wife's death or demise. It's like, man, that's freaking dirt. That's jacked up. Like you're a clown. You're supposed to be happy, and you're making this like really depressing.
You
That's
go
kind of like
back.
what goes on. It's like, oh God, poor
Yeah.
clowns.
There's a tragic event behind every clown. But back to the carnival, you see Pennywise, he's behind the tents where the performers take a break. Assumingly he's drinking, you find out that he's a drunk, and I'm sure he's sad over losing his wife, and the carnival ain't what it used to be. He's not happy getting beat up by little kids, maybe.
Yeah,
You see
all
a
the
kid,
time, you know.
yeah, you see a kid walking out from the woods, and he's asking for help. He's real dusty and white. I mean, I knew right away that it was Pennywise. In relation, what was the kid that came back? It was Maddie who came back, and he was the
Yeah,
same color, so that's what automatically assumes, well, this is Pennywise. And you hear him talk, and he's saying that I need to find my parents. I lost my parents, and Pennywise is receptive to that. You hear yell at the distance, so that incites Pennywise to, well, like, what's going on out here. And you another thing is that he's with his handkerchief.
because I think he got mad because it was his makeup. He dabbed. It's like shit. No, my makeup. It's like, God damn it.
I think that's just used as an object to see, like, he had this handkerchief. The next thing that you're seeing is Ingrid looking for Pennywise, and she can't find him anywhere, or her dad, I should say. Can't find him anywhere. You see the ringmaster come up to her. I think it was the ringmaster, or what else do
Yeah,
we call him?
it's the ringmaster essentially.
Okay.
Because he's the one. Well, in like a circus, it'd be a ringmaster. In his case, he's a carnival barker.
Okay.
So, because they're in the carnival now instead of a circus, because he's like downgrading from the circus to the carnival.
Hmm.
So it's a traveling carnival instead of a circus. So a circus would be a ringmaster. That'd be
So
the main guy.
that's what
This dude's a
also has him
carnival
drinking
barker.
too. He's depressed
Yeah,
about it.
he's depressed because they're not at the big top anymore. The big time. They've left the circus and now they're doing like smaller shows
Hmm.
where like he was a famous act. And then I guess like so it's a draw for the carnival or for the carnival for sure because they have this big act supposedly.
Hmm.
Pennywise the dancing clown. The guy was in the circus, the big top, and now he's
Besides the freak show, those are the two main events.
yeah, like that's like the big thing. So it's like, oh, cool. Like to lose somebody like that would be like kind of probably devastating to the carnival if you think about it. It's like, oh shit, we just lost our main act
Yeah.
that other people have known.
I'll get into that. The ringmaster shows up with his bloody handkerchief that you've seen previously because you see
Mhm.
his initials on it, and she's freaked out when she sees it. It's really a clown hanky. There's a Simpson episode where Krusty the Clown throws seemingly a handkerchief at Bart, and he says, "Wow, thank you for the clown hanky." And Krusty the Clown says, "That's not a clown hanky, you yuts. That's a towel." But that's immediately what I thought when I saw that handkerchief.
That's not a clown hanky, you yuts. It's a towel.
Then we go back to where it turns to it. Welcome to racism, where the town folk are going after the people in the bunker, which is now the black spot. Which I thought it was funny. So they break in to the bunker, and immediately they catch the white chick, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing here, white bitch? You
Yeah.
better get your ass
How
out of
fucking
here."
dare you? What
Yeah,
makes me mad? What's fucking ridiculous is like they care about her, but not any like not like fucking kids.
kids
You
or
know?
anything. Yeah.
Well, those are little dirty Cuban kids. They don't care about him, but there's
Well,
Marge.
there were no white kids there. I think that's what they
Marge
were.
was there. Marge is white. What the hell?
Yeah, I guess so.
How dare Marge hang out
She
with
could have been a Mexican or a Cuban. Yeah, she could have
how
passed for
dare
one.
Marge hang out with the coloreds?
Yeah, they saw that dirty eye patch and they're like, "Yeah, she's a possible Latin."
Yeah,
She's like, they could burn with her.
the
She
eye
was a
patch screwed her.
she was a shade too dark that day.
Yeah,
So I thought it was funny. She the white woman and she was like, "Eh," and ran out.
yeah.
So
Get your
they
ass back home.
Yeah, they approach the men and they're like, this is military only. They're standoffish. The problem that I have with this whole thing is that Hank comes forward and he says, I'm here if it's going to prevent violence. I'll just go with you. It's not a problem. They should just let his bitch ass go. But why are
Oh, I
these
know.
military people so adamant at protecting, for all they know, he is a child cannibal? And because that's the last thing that you see, why are they so hard on protecting him? Like, if I didn't know, if I wasn't sure that someone was a child cannibal or child predator, I'd be like, I'm kind of worried until I see some type of proof that you're not this thing.
Yeah, no
So,
shit. Like, why the hell am I
and
risking my neck for this fugitive?
yeah, your military career, your also like general morality was way higher back then. For them just to be so free and protecting this guy, it's just unrealistic to the core. I get the whole glue keeping everything together, like blacks got to stick with blacks, but also at the same time, from the past, these people would have higher morals. So you think they would have a higher standard than some person saying, oh, we're being persecuted. It's just way different than a civilian.
So what you're bringing out is the fact that once again the movies are making black people ignorant, and
Way ignorant. So,
yeah, like they're making them like all these ignorant jackasses
yeah,
are stupid. And it's like which perpetuates the whole entire stereotype of black people. It's like, man, like does this person actually think that black people are really that freaking ignorant? You know, what the fuck's wrong with you? What makes me mad is the fact that the guy would have just shut the fuck up and stayed hidden.
hmm
It wouldn't have happened. Nothing would have happened. They probably would have just white people probably would have just left. It's like, oh fuck, you know, like we don't want to fuck with this military thing. These guys all have guns too. Because
hmm
Halloran comes out and like diffuses the situation. Like, hey, what are you talking about, man? This is a military club. We're
yeah,
hanging out here.
hmm
Like, there's nobody here. We're not harboring anybody. Fuck off. Get out of here. It's like this is not where you want to be right now. And then like the guns come out and it's like, hey, we have guns too, and you do not want to start shooting up the military. I guarantee you that. Get the fuck
yeah.
out of here.
Like we talked about previous and what you did right now, the writer of the show or the director of the show made the blacks look so stupid in this whole sequence of events, hiding Hank, and they get locked into the shed or the bunker, I should say. He's like, it's locked and he can't get through. You have a fucking shotgun, shoot down the fucking door.
That's why I don't understand either. Like, okay, the doors are locked. Like, you have a shotgun on your hand, you know, in your hands. Blow the fucking door open. Take it off its hinges. You
hmm
know, you can get the hell out.
They've survived wars and getting
Yeah,
out of
you don't know how to
situations,
breach a
but
door.
somehow they
Jesus
can't shoot
Christ.
down a fucking door.
Yeah,
It's
that was
retarded.
stupid. That
Yeah,
was a dumb fucking move. But then,
yeah.
like, you see people trying to get out, like, out the windows and shit, and then just getting shot to shit because they're just
hmm
basically using it as a shooting gallery.
So you could say like they were shooting and they couldn't get out, but they could have.
They probably could have, yeah, they could have found a way to get out, like
They
if
survived
they really
wars.
needed
These
to.
are just regular folk with guns. They could went out there and shot up everybody. Like, not to. They just made the blacks look so stupid. They're driving a point of racism exists, but well, according to the director, this is why racism exists because black people were so stupid they were doing stuff like this. So good point, director and writers. You're
Yeah,
fantastic. I love to hear like you're trying to champion minorities and this is what happens. Well, anyway, let's get past this because I want to get
irritated.
to the idiot that's really responsible for this because not only the fault of the soldiers for being so ignorant, it's really another person. You go through the whole scene and the black hole or the black hole, the black
The black
spot
hole, the
is
black spot.
the black spot is burning. Richie's with Marge.
So it's a fridge.
Yeah,
It's a Coca-Cola
okay,
fridge.
it's a fridge, and she's putting Marge, and she's like, we both won't fit in here, and she's like, you need to go in here, and what was his quote about the night? I have it written down.
Knights say fair maidens.
Yeah, night safe. They don't just pee in jars.
Yeah, they don't
It's
just pee in jars. They say fair
safe
maidens.
for maidens.
Yeah,
So
so
that was
he,
his last
oh,
quote, which was hilarious. And I think it was kind of like a Titanic thing. I've never seen Titanic. Looking at it from all the posts I've seen where he could fit
mhm.
on the little piece of wood or whatever, like he could
Yeah,
have definitely survived. He definitely could have fit in there. He's a little kid compared to Marge, even. So I
yeah.
don't know.
He could have weaseled his way in.
Only thing that I could think of is when Richie was dying, like Bob yelling at the top of the hill for his Richie, like Richie, Richie.
Yeah, no. It was sad. That was a bummer, man. Like, what a shitty end to a character who was really good.
Yeah, he was the best character,
I
in my
love the
opinion.
foreshadowing though of, or the theory that Marge is Richie's mom essentially in the future.
While the building is being burned down, you see Pennywise come out of nowhere and he's eating a little girl. Ronnie
Ronnie?
sees him consuming this girl and he looks over at Ronnie and says, "Do I have face on my face?" So I thought
Yeah.
that was
It's
pretty
like,
cool.
goddamn. This is kind of crazy because like it's this like big feast moment before like he goes to sleep. So like he's just eating everything in sight, man. He doesn't give a
Hmm.
shit. It's kind of
Yeah, he
cool.
didn't leave nothing unturned, and he's just doing what he does, and that drives my point to like he's not the real villain in this. He's just doing what
Always
he's
does.
just he's created to do. He's no matter what planet he's on, he's gonna do stuff like this because that's just who he is or the creature that he is. So it doesn't matter that he's on Earth, and it's kind of like akin to like a wolf where he's gonna hunt down and eat and capture his prey and all that, and he's just naturally adapt to doing that, and that's what he knows how to do. I'm just driving a point on later, like who I think the real villain of this show
Okay.
and that's just my driving point. So you see Halloran, he's also sees Pennywise the clown and all the dead that are rising around him, which I assume are the people that burned in the building that died. They all resurrect
Uh,
around Pennywise.
no, not necessarily. So the ghosts he's seeing, like he sees them later.
Hmm.
Like you see Halloran see him later because they're all around him because he basically opened Pandora's box and by talking to one of them. But what you're seeing are like other people who have died in the past. That wasn't just the people burning up in the building. Like some of them were, but he was seeing other ghosts though too. Like he was seeing the other ones because that's when he saw that war chief. But it was kind of crazy because when he finally got the attention of one of them, like you see that chief like look at him, and her eyes have that dead eye stare that
Hmm.
Pennywise always does. So I'm wondering of like a lot of those people, well, and essentially were like his victims as well. Like if you think about it, because they're dead eyed, so like they have like the whole dead eye stare thing, and she like almost broke out of that dead eye stare like after he acknowledged her. It's like, hey, how do we get out of here? Her eyes. I don't know if you noticed, but her eyes went from glossed over dead eye to like actual like normal eyes again, and then she shows him basically how to get out.
Hmm.
But by doing that, like he ends up like inviting all of them to start like, hey, what the fuck? Like you can see us. What the hell's going on? Why are we here? Or
Yeah.
why'd we die?
Hmm. The native in bearskin, which is the previous chief, that's what I immediately thought. Like she's here maybe to protect, and this kind of seemed what it was when you first make contact or you see her. And Halloran gets a sense of that's more of a protector than it is like anything regular that he's been
Yeah.
seeing. That's freaky.
Did you see the headless person too, or the headless kid walk by?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's akin to that's from It Chapter One when the kid's doing the historical thing and they're talking about the ironworks explosion and how they found a kid's head
Hmm.
in the tree and then how like that headless body like chased them.
You see Will and Ronnie escape with Hank, and fucking Hank. He would survive this shit. But you go to that's the whole scene with Ricky, or I'm sorry, I can't want to call him Ricky Ricardo. We went
Poor
ahead
Ricky.
of ourselves, and that's where Richie dies, and you see him, and he's outside the case, and Marge tells him, "I love you," and Richie tells her, "I love you back." And then you go to the outside, where there's a guy that broke down, and you realize that it's the butcher, the husband to Ingrid, and then Ingrid walks out of the forest, and she's dressed as Periwinkle, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in this clown getup?" It says, "You look ridiculous. Like, what's going on?" And then it's revealed to like us now. She's the one that called the town folk and let them know that Hank was there.
Oh shit. See, I didn't. I was wondering that the whole fucking time. Now I
Hmm.
know. You just told me. So I was still wondering this whole time, like, who the fuck called the
It was
goddamn
Ingrid. Hmm.
bitch?
Because she wanted to entice Pennywise for him to
And she
come
wanted.
and eat everybody. The children are there, and so she lured everyone there.
I thought Ingrid was kind of a tragic story. The whole entire thing, like, she
Mm.
just wants to see her dad.
Yeah.
But like the fact that like certain, like I said, the whole multi generational thing, like the Bowers are basically tools of it, or Pennywise the clown.
Hmm.
Ingrid kind of is now too. Essentially, she's just a tool that he's using. And mind you, I think it's just manipulation on his part because like she realizes like you're not my fucking dad, you're not him. It's like get the fuck away from me. But I do love that part when she comes out. So she comes out and like the butcher's all pissed off because he's the only one there, but he's all pissed off about like her there. He's like, I'm gonna beat you if you don't get your ass back to the fucking house and wash that shit off your face. It's
Hmm.
like how fucking dare you? And then like Pennywise just comes over with that meat cleaver on his shoulder. And it's
Such a
like, oh,
cool
what a good
death.
fucking scene. Just
Yeah.
boom, boom, looks and just whoosh, right on his head completely off, grabs his head and just eats it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
And
that was a good fucking death. And that's one of those things where, like, I don't know, like, have we ever seen Pennywise like use a weapon like
mm,
before?
not
Like in
really.
the other movies? Not
No.
really. Usually he just uses himself, right? Just
Hmm.
transforms into something and eats. It was kind of cool to see him use a
It
cleaver
was.
just to chop that dude's freaking head.
Because that's like it was
Yes.
in relation to, and that's what he mentions too, that he's full, that he's had his fill to eat. And he goes up to him and she says, well, Dad, it's good to see you, essentially. And he says, will you take a bow? Because she reveals everything that she did to entice him to go there. And she does a bow and he warms up to him because she's frightened of him, which is understandable. And he mentions that he's going back to sleep. And she's like, what? You're going to sleep? And that's when she finally realizes it's not her fucking dad. And that's
Yeah.
more in relation to what it is. Like, she's so upset about her dad, she didn't realize that she's a fucking idiot. And that's where it's finally revealed where Ingrid's a moron and this ain't her
Yeah.
dad. And then Pennywise gets the light out of his mouth and hypnotizes her and lifts her off the ground when that's what he does to hypnotize people.
Yeah, the deadlights
Yeah.
hit her, and that was kind of wild. Like, I wonder if we'll figure out. Well, obviously, like Will needs to survive because Will's Mike's dad and all this stuff. But like, you see him deadlight a few people, and it's like, oh, that's kind of crazy. So like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Well, we know kind of what happens with Ingrid essentially because Ingrid's used in It Chapter 2. She's the old lady that confronts Beverly
Hmm.
when Beverly gets back, and that whole entire building was just derelict and destroyed. But it makes the building look like a regular building, like her old apartment and stuff.
Hmm.
And then you see all the pictures from Ingrid's past and all that just kind of lingering about. And you see the picture of her dad. And it's kind of a tragic, in a way, it's kind of like a tragic story. Like, I don't mind, I realize, like, yeah, she's a fucking idiot because she didn't realize. But she's basically just being used as a tool to feed Pennywise. Like, it's just a way of him to use. It's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
just going to use this idiot.
Well, it kind of seemed like it didn't work until like right then and there.
Yeah, well,
Because she's been creeping around and not able to see him or find him. But she's
it
been
kind of
doing work
worked.
for him in the meantime, like
Yeah,
trying to
it
lure
kind of
kids
worked with
in.
that because she lured, she took Mabel basically to him back in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
So like she's been stuck around, and the only reason she's staying in Derry is because she thinks her
Wants to see
dad's
her
there.
father again.
You know,
Hmm.
to see her father because her father went missing, and
And we
she
talked
still
about this
thinks he's there.
previously, and this was in episode 5. Excuse me. And I talked about how creepy Ingrid was, like the vibe that she gave. And
Yeah,
YouTube took down that episode, and it's still down, and they won't bring it back up for
what
whatever
the hell?
reason. Yeah.
That's weird.
And it wasn't even that bad. Like compared to this last one, and it's there's so much shit in it, and they're okay with everything in that. So who knows?
That's weird, man. I don't know why they
Yeah,
would have taken that one down. That makes me mad because that was a pretty good episode
that
as
was.
far as like the way we were getting into things.
Yeah,
Shit.
and we mentioned in that episode how creepy that she was, and that's how it turned out to be. That she wasn't a helper; she just seemed like creepy to the core. Like this
Yeah.
is one creepy bitch, and we're usually everything that we predicted has been correct. Like the whole thing with racism, everything that was devised with the natives and everything, and we've been correct so far. We've been pretty good at it. But Ingrid was immobilized. you see the fire department come in and they get Marge out of the fridge where she sees Richie, and then you go outside and they're Halloran is just seeing dead people. You see Charlotte trying to get out Hank. I'm sorry. So I don't know why Hanlon
Helen
is.
or her.
Yeah, it's Hanlon.
Yeah.
So he runs into Charlotte and
Yeah.
she asks where Hank is. She's not concerned about these people that just died or nor taking responsibility that if she had not put Hank in that situation, none of this stuff would have happened. Throughout the episode, she doesn't get blamed for shit. Like, she's responsible for all this thing, all her. And this is what fucking Hanlon warned her about. Like, we don't need this shit again. Like, so some tragedy probably happened in the other cities that they hit because this bitch is so relentless at doing what she wants to do. So her saving Hank killed all these children and people, the soldiers, and she's still so concerned about Hank and getting out of there and safe. But she takes no responsibility. All this blood is on her hands. So that's why I was saying previous, like, Pennywise is just doing what he does. This is just a creature that does what he does. That's what he's born to be. But Charlotte is just some dumbass bitch ruining people's life going town to town. Like, there's a cause that she has saving Hank, but at the cost of everybody's life, children's life. Oh, it's okay. And then all of a sudden, Hanlon, her husband, is receptive of it, thinking everything's okay instead of snapping out of it. Like, up until this point, he's been reasonable and calling her out on shit. Like, oh, bitch, you don't need to be doing this shit. But all of a sudden, he's like, oh, yeah, he's over there. We need to protect him. Out of nowhere. He just has no sense out of nowhere. Like, he lost his sense of morality and is protecting or letting Charlotte do what she does. It doesn't make sense. And no one puts responsibility on her shoulder. It's like the creator with the same thing. Like, they want black people to, you feel their struggle, even though they're such dumbasses. But at the same time, they want Charlotte to be a strong black woman at the expense of children's life, to try to save someone she doesn't even know for sure that's not guilty, which he could have been child cannibal for all we know. Like, we know, but they don't know in the show that he could be a child cannibal. Like, I don't know. What do you think about it, Gerald?
Yeah, it's ridiculous because if she didn't do what she did, yeah, probably all these people would be still alive. Like, mind you, I think they would have found Henry wherever the hell he was at, hiding, and killed a bunch of people because they were going after this guy. And like, I know, like, everybody, they're gonna try to, like, people are gonna try to say, like, by us going on this little tangent and rant about Charlotte being the true villain of the show because she's an idiot and just causing havoc everywhere she goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, but no, Pennywise did this and that and manipulated the town. It's like, okay, yeah, but still, her actions led to stupid things happening. It was just
Mm-hmm.
stupid decisions that brought forth this whole entire deal. I mean, yeah, how she's still just trying to, like, get people out or get this guy out, move him to Canada apparently, and how I don't understand how her husband's complacent at the very end of all this stuff. It makes no sense,
It makes no sense.
and it kind of irritates me. It's like, dude, really, like, you realize she just fucked all this stuff up. If it wasn't for her meddling and all this stuff, your
Hanlon
son
from the
wouldn't have
past
lived
would
through a
be
freaking
concerned
fire.
about, like, kids dead. And he would be like, Charlotte, you caused this to happen. Like, kids are dead. If you had not took them back to see Hank, they wouldn't have died. Like, it just doesn't make sense for the show for him to be like that now.
But like, you see, like, the town damn near go back to normal, like, and then obviously they still have kind of like, obviously they have regrets about it and shit because, like, the town still helps, like, the
Mm-hmm.
victims of the fire and all this stuff, supposedly. So, like, the town regresses back. Halloran said, like, it's over, he's asleep or something like that, or like, we're not
Mm-hmm.
going to see him anymore.
And he tells that to Hanlon and the Colonel.
Yeah,
And then he sees the native at the distance, the old chief, and he says maybe it ain't over. And like, she's leading him to, which I thought in my mind is that why would she lead him to one of the pillars? It has to be a motion of Pennywise, where he knows about the plan and he's sending this person out to reveal where it is to release him so he could create a doorway, which they talk about later, for him to get out. So I didn't think that she was doing good for him. I think that was like a direct result for Pennywise to
You know,
help
it's a
himself out.
possibility because, like, once again, like her eyes were dead eyes.
Yeah.
You know, before Halloran actually like got her attention, her
Hmm.
eyes were dead over. So like
Yep.
she had to have been well, obviously she was a victim of Pennywise. Pennywise killed her
Yep.
in the past, but he dead-eyed her too, and then that's like that's a very good point, and it's kind of interesting to like see like this is like his plan all along was basically to find somebody who was able to get the barrier broken. So they only break one. So they end up finding this beacon, but they only get one of them at the time. And this what my theory is. I know we're kind of jumping ahead though. My theory is that they're gonna have to use that shard that Lily has in order to replace
Restore
the
the ring.
barrier, like to restore the
Hmm.
ring. But by doing that, they get rid of their only like essential weapon
Their
to
scepter to
fight
defeat
against
him.
them. Yeah, it's like shit, we have to use it in order to create the cage.
Hmm.
And we jumped ahead because obviously people who are watching this watch the freaking episode. But
Hmm.
we skipped ahead as far as like them finding that beacon and destroying it,
The
type of
pillar.
thing. Yeah, the pillar. So that sucks. But I still can't find that dude's name. What the hell? I can't find the actor now.
Yeah, it's good. We could just call him the colonel.
Yeah, because he was the colonel. And
Yeah.
like you said, Fuller. That's his name. Colonel
Yeah.
Fuller.
Fuller. Okay. So we already talked about what the next scenes are, where Hanlon just wants to hide Hank now, which doesn't make no sense, and Charlotte not taking responsibility for anything. But we'll fast forward because we talked about everything to the natives, where they're having their gathering and they're
That's
talking
what I.
about the what do you
Damn it.
call it is over? What is the name of the thing?
The Algery, I think,
The
or
Algery is
yeah,
over. He got
is
his
over.
victims, and now everything is restored to normal because they
Did you
can feel
take?
it too.
Did you happen to take notes on like how many people died? Like how many
17.
people they said? 17? Okay,
Yeah.
like and did you catch the end where that guy leaves? What does he call those guys? Does he call them ass hats or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, okay. I was trying to find the scene because I wanted to watch it again because it
Hmm.
kind of made me laugh because he's like, "Oh, see you ass hats in the next
Yeah,
27 years."
27 years. Because they
Leaves.
don't, they're so adamant on not defeating it. Like, it's coming. We need to be aware of it. Let's let him kill and sleep again. It doesn't make no
Yeah,
sense. They
it's
know
probably
how
because
to
the Indians
defeat
don't
him.
give
What
a.
the fuck?
It's because the Indians don't give a fuck about the white people there. Once again,
Yeah, but they should
racism.
give a fuck
It's like
about their
fuck these
people.
people. You know,
Yeah.
like
It,
no,
it,
we care about the few people who are in the fucking town, but they're there for a reason because they're sitting there making sure nobody lets this thing out. Because that's basically what Rose is. She's like a guardian, and then they're training the next woman. That
yeah,
other
Rose
woman
is
was crying.
trash.
They trained her. They're training her to take Rose's spot essentially, to make sure like nobody in the town's like getting to the beacons to break them,
Yeah,
so the thing doesn't get out of the town.
yeah, and it shows what a good job they've done so far.
Oh, I
Like,
know
this
how
is the
great.
weakest
She
generation ever.
she lost the freaking dagger. She her freaking nephew drops it in the sewer.
Yeah,
Doesn't tell anybody. Like I don't know
yeah,
if I'm assuming he told somebody. He's like, oh yeah, I lost that shit in the sewer. Sorry, my bad.
yeah. Yeah, and it's just the deterioration of making minorities look like fucking jokes again. Like, this is how dumb natives are. Wait, this is how dumb blacks are. But wait, this is how dumb Hispanics are.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I think the plot or the storyline or has gone in the trash dumpster for me. Like we were talking about previously, the what do you call it? The integrity of the show just went downhill. It's totally gone, especially with Hanlon facilitating Charlotte and Hank. It doesn't make no sense. It doesn't. Like, he doesn't see. He's so moral. Up to this point, he would have called her out and said, "This is a huge problem. You caused all of this shit, and this is what I complained about earlier. You caused all this shit over here, and we had to move because of what you did a few times." It doesn't. It's stupid. Like, and I thought her bitch ass was leaving. Like, she should have just left. Like, why is she not gone? Anyway, it goes to the army digging for the pillar. it and they eventually find the pillar. Charlotte is helping Hank move, and they go to Rose. She tells, which it doesn't make sense to me either. She tells Will, "You need to stay here," because he wants to go and see what's going on with Richie. And for the first time ever, he could leave because she's gonna be gone for hours trying to move Hank. But for whatever reason, he stays there. Richie's dead, and he wants to see what's going on. You think that would have been a driving point for him to absolutely leave, but for whatever reason, he's staying there. He knows that Pennywise is sleeping because that's what he mentions too. Like he's sleeping. Like what's the problem with me going to see what's going on with Richie? Like
That's when she brings out this town's evil. This is town's fault.
yeah, she says,
Evil
well,
white
there's
people.
what about the people that burned that place down? It says, you mean the people that you caused to burn that place down? You're protecting the child cannibal that you're taking him somewhere right now? It's so stupid. What a fucking stupid. It's just. Anyway. So. It's just a dumb thing. Like, why would he stay there? He would obey him after all this time. Obey her. It doesn't make sense at all. Oh my god. So one thing that we forgot to mention is in the aftermath of the burning of the black joint is you see Ingrid carted away, Juniper Hill. So she's kind of incoherent and kind of laughing, and they look at her and they see her as a clown, and they're carting her away. So that's one thing we forgot to mention.
Back to Juniper Hill with you.
Yeah.
Now you're a patient.
So Marge and Ronnie, they go visit Lily, and she's at her bed, and she still has a blade in her hand, and she's kind of incoherent. And they reveal to her that Richie is dead, because whatever reason she's asking for Richie, and like, where the fuck is Will too? You think that she would ask about
Yeah.
her? But
Where'd Will show up? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, like who cares where Will is? I mean, but where's Richie? It's kind of weird. I thought that scene was weird. So
Shit,
they
that was
go
one
to
of the
that.
first times though we saw. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That
No,
was the
go ahead.
first time we really saw her mom like actually talk,
Mm-hmm.
or like because her mom's really been like distant to the whole thing. Well, she's on God knows how many Valium
Yeah,
or Vicodin,
yeah. She's been out of this world this whole time.
Yeah, her mom's little helpers are just like keeping her pacified to
Yeah.
just exist. So I was like,
And
what the fuck? It's
so
like,
I'm sure
oh,
she has to take a whole
you're
handful for her to
yeah,
even feel anything now.
you're you're friends of Lily. Go see her. Sorry.
No, it's a good point. So they pack away stuff at the Outlook, and Marge mentions that Richie never got his airplane. Like he was always shooting planes and tried to reach Main Street, and she gets sad because she mentions like he's never made it to Main Street, or he never did, and it's so sad that Richie's gone. So you go to where the soldiers are finding the pillar. They find the one with the shell, where it's protected by the shell, and a big old block of obsidian, and where it's carved in, where the natives carved in the protection. Fuller mentions that Halloran was right. The pillar was buried out here, so it gave him credit to all his ability. I think if anyone should, like, they should have drove a point on how crafty the black people are, it would have been Halloran, because he's the one that put everything in motion, was able to glue everything together. So
Yeah. Oh, and then the same thing with like Halloran as far as like him being like a strong character as far as that point's concerned. It is true. Like you see, like even when the people broke into the black spot and were trying like with all the guns, like he was the first one to go up in the feud, even drunk, that
mhm.
motherfucker was still like, "Hey, what you guys doing here? What's going on? Defuse situation." Like, he was pretty clever trying to get all that shit fixed. It wasn't for Hank's dumb ass stepping out of fucking nowhere.
Mm,
And even like Halloran looking, God damn it. It's like, dude, I was taking care of this. And you
yeah,
decided to walk your ass out here and fuck this up. You
and
dumb shit.
just the fact too, going back, that Hank doesn't even acknowledge the people that died because of him, or take
Yeah.
responsibility or feel bad about it. Just none of these characters are take responsibility at all. It's just it bothers me so much. They don't acknowledge the people that died at all.
I wonder how much more we're gonna get of Halloran, like at all,
I don't know.
or if like he's done. The only reason I wonder is because like he makes it all the way through, like to The Shining before he dies,
Hmm.
and the dude's lived a pretty fucked up life as far as that's concerned. I wonder if he ever got like, just like speculating. This is me just thinking about it, like the character and all. Like, I wonder if he ever got the box back, the lid
I
back
don't
on the
think he
box,
did.
thing,
I
or
don't
if he's
think he was
always
ever
just
ever to recover.
yeah. I think Pennywise just fucked him up for life as far as like not being able to close things off and just not being
Hmm.
able to use his powers the way he wants to, you know?
Yeah, to restore his own inner safe place. He was never able to
Yeah,
restore it. That's why he
it's just
moved away. He was
broken.
trying to get away from it, but it still
Or if that
manifested in
by
him.
moving away, maybe it kind of subsided, which is a possibility. It kind of would have, like, until you got to another evil place, you know, like
Yeah, where
the
he
hotel.
was exactly.
You know, so it kind of sucks. Like, you know, you're going around, you're good because you got to a place that's not as evil with a bunch
Yeah.
of bad shit happening, and then all of a sudden you end up back in another area. It's like, God damn it.
So it's revealed that the military, instead of binding Pennywise, are trying to close in on him. They're going to use him as a weapon. That's when you see Charlotte going to Rose to protect Hank or try to hide him, and then you go to see where Taniel observed the military digging up one of the pillars, and him going to tell Rose that what's going on, which they're going to do absolutely nothing. They're useless for what they are. So back on the base, there's Hanlon, and he's threatening the army, and he's saying that you need to stop trying because they're basically going to melt the obsidian. They were doing tests, but they're really going to get rid of it because what's revealed to you in a second. So Hanlon takes out a gun, which is stupid for his character. It doesn't make sense. Like his character just switched up, and he's pointed at the military guys there are pointing guns at him. Like, what are they going to do? They could have went up behind him and just shot him. They should have just shot him. In all
Yeah,
reality, it
in all
doesn't make
reality, they could
sense.
have just gunned him down. It's like, no.
Yeah, the show went off the deep end so far. Like all the things that they're doing, it's just so stupid. In the meantime, the elements they should have kept in, like at the beginning of the show with the original Pennywise, is so cool and so well put together. But like in the meantime, the main story is just shit. It just went to shit. It fell apart. So you go into where Hanlon is talking to Shaw, and Shaw reveals that they're gonna put Pennywise out in the general public, revealing like there's all kinds of disruptions going on in the world. And I think in particular, it's more like a racism thing to subdue blacks. The movements at the time that were going on kind of bind minorities and everything going on at the free movement and all that. I don't know if you got the same thing, but that's what I think that
Yeah,
he's
he's
trying
seeing
to
like
come across as.
it's kind of like so. Like I understand like what he was trying to get across. Shaw was bringing out was the whole entire fear. Fear is what we use to bring everybody together to fight a common enemy. He's looking at it like that. Now I'm just talking about like real life as far as like what we did back then, the axis of evil, why we called him that, stuff like this. What happened to us, what we rallied against, you know, all this shit. This is the same thing that'll happen like possibly in the future if you want to think about it. What they're trying to do with like the Project Blue Book and all this other stuff with aliens, like they're slowly and like bringing stuff out, bringing stuff out. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it could be a possible tactic for like New World Order movement type of stuff to end racism or end the fighting around the world, saying, "Hey, no, we have to come together as a common enemy or as like a common whole to fight this enemy that's threatening our way of life." And it's not just like the American way of life; it's the way of life of Earth. So this was always the common trope with any of the alien invasion movies. So Independence Day, for instance, the whole entire president's speech, and like this is not just Independence Day for America, this is Independence Day for the world, and we're coming together as a world government now. That's kind of like Shaw's whole entire like way of thinking just for America's sake at that point. And it's kind of the writing for the show. That's what the thought is the whole people are going to come together to fight a major enemy, and then they'll stop all infighting. No more infighting is what's supposedly supposed to happen. If we have a common enemy to fight, we'll rally the infighting in the country will end, and we'll be back how we used to be in the past, where we've done great things, where we've won World War I, stopped World War or won World War II. We saved Europe and shit. It's kind of like the same kind of aspect. That's what the writing's going with, and that's what Shaw's looking at ideology. I believe so. And I know you're shaking your head and you're mad at
Yeah,
me, but
I
it's
don't think
cool.
so at all. From what he
But anyway,
mentioned, it was more like
that's
he
what I'm
wants to
talking about,
defeat the
though.
black social movement.
He's wanting to stop all infighting in the U.S. The black
Yeah,
social movement, the fucking
that's not what the
commies.
show is driving, though. You're making it
Uh,
too
I'm
il-
making it more like what
illustrious
I'm thinking.
into thinking that it's a grand show, but it's more based on like them driving a point in racism rather than it's like something that's greater good, and you're making it way too grand for what it is, in my opinion. Like you're
Well, as
giving it
far
too
as the
much
writings,
credit, I
like,
should say.
look, I'm looking at it like through like real world perspective. Like if it's going on right now,
Yeah.
you're looking
Even
at it
right
as like
now,
the
it wouldn't be
show
that way
being fucking
either.
racism stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, the show's hitting the nail on racism. We understand that. It's stupid writing. The whole theory behind the Shaw stuff, the common enemy thing, will bring all of us together. It's the same stuff. Like if we ever end up seeing like an alien invasion in real life, like we're hoping that would happen. Like, yeah, hey, that's our common enemy now, and it's just gonna turn into space racism. It's like, fuck those things with 4 arms and 7 eyes. We're gonna kill those fucking things because they don't look
Yeah.
like us,
But the bad
and
thing
like it's
about
just
our
gonna come at
nation in
us now.
particular, they wouldn't get on board with that. They would be like, "Oh, they're living
Oh no,
creatures
we're
too."
gonna have assholes who are gonna be that way, who are gonna say, "Oh, we can't kill the 5 armed, 7 eyed monsters." No, they have families too. Yeah, you're gonna have
Mm,
sympathizers because it always fucking happens. You always
that's what
have
I'm
some
saying.
dumbass sympathizer, and that's why that's exactly why that shit doesn't work. The whole entire common enemy fear thing, because probably even around that time, like in World War II and stuff, that you had sympathizers going against it. It's like, no, we shouldn't be attacking these people, or these people are
Yeah.
just this way, or it's you're always going to have outliers doing that shit, and you're never going to get what you want when it comes to that, and it's just not a good tactic to use. So like
Hmm.
letting Pennywise out and like the general public to stop the infighting of racism and all this other shit, it's not going to fucking work to their benefit. Obviously, it's going to fucking backfire in their face.
Yeah. Well,
Like for
my
us, it'd be fucking assholes. Like in the real world for us, it'd be assholes saying, "Well, Pennywise needs to eat too, and he's just a
mhm.
clown."
And
And
that's the problem with our nation. There's not one event that would be in commonality that would drive us to defeat something for us to join together. It's just not going to happen.
no,
And my whole
what?
point of like back then and him making a driving point, what unrest was going on back then, and it was the
Well,
black civil movement.
you
So
had the civil
that's what
rights
he's
movement, and then you
talking
had the
about to
communist movement.
defeating, and also that if he defeats that, it's just something that's going to go down in the process. So it's making him look like he's the villain, saying that he's going to take down all the social movement and at the same time unifying everybody. Like I get your point, like he wants to unify everybody, but at the same time, this is their main driving point is saying that they're going to get rid of all the black social movements, like
According to
everything
the
that's
show, yeah,
going
the
on
way the
at
show's
unrest
working, yeah,
at the
for
time
sure.
for the United States. It's just, I mean, I get, it's
They're making
just,
the guy. They're making the guy look like he's wanting to, like, as far as the show's concerned, they're making him look like he wants to stop the racial movement thing, the blacks rising up. So it's making him look like a big villain, like, oh, he's the big white supremacist asshole. He wants to keep down the blacks and the
mhm.
minorities completely to bring back
that,
great white
that
America, which,
that's totally what I got from it.
and that's one of the things that kind of ticked me off. What the fuck did I just watch that did that too? They did something like that too, and it was fucking stupid, and I got so goddamn pissed off about it. And it was something recently I watched. Oh shit! It was John Cena and Idris Elba.
Was it a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie just came out on
Okay.
Netflix or whatever the fuck. But the driving narrative was the flat out. They just used some white woman who was the vice president who became president, and she wanted destroying NATO and keep America America and all this other, and it was just so fucking exhausting. It's almost turning into the same thing where, okay, General Shaw's this evil white man trying to destroy the movement
Yeah,
of
it
civil rights.
it would have been better for them just to what they were originally going with, to put it against their enemy, like defeating
Yeah,
Russia, instead of the public and defeating us and us joining together. It's
yeah,
just they went totally left on the whole storyline. What they had initially was so good, but this is just degrading all the how.
yeah. It's getting to be annoying to the point where we're gonna see it and like just stop watching. It's like, oh, what the fuck? I ain't gonna watch this crap because they're just pushing this narrative
Yeah,
type of thing,
and
and
it's
it's
sad.
just it's
They
an
had such a good
exhausting
show
narrative.
because the way that it ends is Will gets a phone call because he's still at home and he didn't disobey Charlotte, which makes no sense. And he gets a phone call, which is really cool, and it's really Pennywise. As you see Pennywise wake up before all this happens,
Oh, that was
and
fucking wild.
it was pretty cool. And then you
I
see
like that
Penny,
scene.
yeah, you see
His
Pennywise is
eye.
completely red and on top of the fridge, and he goes at Will. It's so cool. So I just think it's sad that the everything in between is so cool, but they're just pressing the message that's just, I wish, like you were saying, and you talked about like the nation joining and making everything cohesive, like you were saying. Like I
Mhm.
wished it would be like that, like you were giving off, but they have like an underlying motive what they're
Yeah, the show
pressing
does.
and
The directors do. Like, I get the theory that they're using as far as like the whole mindset of Shaw being like, "Hey, we'll have a fear out and it'll bring the nation together like it was, and we'll be strong again,
I
like how we
wish it
used to
would be
be."
like that.
Yeah,
I
but
wish
it's not.
it's not. Why just not have a regular horror show and like there's blacks in the world, there's Hispanics, and just let them play out roles and cool shit happen.
Trying to get back to like what we liked about it, like the whole entire just the Pennywise backstory was freaking amazing.
Hmm.
The fact that so like the whole entire deal, we're looking at it like the whole entire aspect of man, I wonder if he actually used like Halloran to his advantage, knowing that Shaw's doing this shit and knowing that he's gonna be able to use it to break out, like to go after those beams and the beacons
Hmm.
and the pillars. Like if he knows, like if he's actually like behind the scenes being the puppet master of the whole thing, like I'm using Halloran because he's a psychic to find this shit to get rid of my fucking prison,
Hmm.
or if it's just kind of happening that way and now he's gonna be able to eat better, because obviously he didn't sleep because like he was going to sleep, but by them destroying the pillar, it brought it to his attention. So he obviously felt like the the cage weakening. That was a
Yeah.
perfect scene for it. Zoomed in on him, just the eye movement, and then just being able to go after Will.
Hmm. And just the stuff in between is so cool. It's like, and we've said that time and time again. Like this past show was awesome. It's just the included stuff with Charlotte and the whole driving point. This is what we don't like, but besides that, it's an awesome show. And that's another thing to compliment about this show too is it's well acted.
Fuck yeah, it is. They've been doing great, man. The guy who plays Halloran
Hmm.
is awesome. He does
He
such a good
is.
job with it. You know, I
Even if
like
they would
the
have
the
made the show
role.
just about him and they didn't have kids, it would have been a cool show.
Yeah, I think it would have been badass because the fact, like, obviously, it's basically like I think I said this in the last one. Like, have you noticed this is just basically turned into like the Halloran like origin story? Like, we got
Hmm.
to figure out how he basically like ended up in Derry and left the black spot and like if we followed just that dude to like to the point where he gets to The Shining, I'd be pretty happy with that
Yeah,
show. So that's
it'd be
kind of
pretty
cool.
cool.
Then we get to see him axed at the end. It's like, oh, like I know he's gonna die, but it's pretty cool to see him.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think unfortunately, they'll meat grind the whole narrative of the kids trying to fight Pennywise every time.
Oh, of course, because it's basically the like that was the whole thing, and I appreciate it in the first pilot episode was like because that was the whole thing like we watched, and that was the whole reason I got you to start watching it. It's like, oh man, you got to watch this first episode because they just completely fucked up that narrative of the
Hmm.
kids, of the
Yeah,
whole Scooby Doo team. The losers are coming together. They're assembling the teams. Like, oh my god, they just killed
they're
three of the
died,
fucking five
which is
members.
so cool.
Now I'm thinking like in the future, what's gonna happen? Well, in the next
Do we got
episode.
one more episode?
I think so, and I think
Okay.
what's going to happen is the fact that they have to use that shard, the one weapon they have to actually fight Pennywise. They're going to have to use it to repair the freaking
Yeah.
beacon, get that shard, get it back to where it needs to be, and close it again. I close the lid on the cage
Yep.
because right now the army, in their infinite fucking wisdom, destroyed it and are releasing or basically leaving the door open, which ridiculous.
It is.
I'm wondering if like we'll actually get to hear. Like I'm theorizing that, and I'm hoping that'd be kind of neat if it was true. Like if it's actually like his grandfather on his deathbed telling him the story of like, yeah, well, this is what happened when I first came to Derry. This is what
Hmm.
happened to your dad, and this is what happened to your stupid grandmother that's no longer with us. She ran
Your
off.
stupid grandmother.
She
Yeah.
ran off with Ronnie and Henry to fucking Canada,
Yeah.
lived with this child murderer, or went off to another civil rights movement and died.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
maybe
she
maybe she
killed more
went,
people. She
yeah,
probably would make
got
it
more
and die
people killed.
naturally.
She went down to Martin Luther King, and that's how Martin Luther King got
Yeah,
assassinated. It was
assassinated
all her.
at the
She's in the
fall.
background. It was her fault the whole
Yeah.
fucking time.
Oh
The
man.
the epic of Charlotte and all of her fucking trying to help killing people. The what was it? The road to hell is paved with good intentions type
Yeah.
of thing. She just screwed herself over. She's the real villain in everything as far as like the movement goes. All the
Yeah.
bad things that have ever happened in the movement, Malcolm X dying, Martin Luther King being assassinated.
Hmm.
So Martin Luther King was the first one. She goes over there. She tries to do it peacefully. He gets assassinated. She was in a technical role there. And then it's going to be, well, if I can't do that, we'll do the militant way and we'll do Malcolm X. And then Malcolm X is assassinated.
Yeah. You could see her live to 100, and she's the one that helped George Floyd's family get millions and then blow it, and now they're on welfare.
Yeah. It's like, why does everything I do always turn out bad? Because you're a dumb bitch. That's why.
Yeah, I'm just no, I apologize to you, Gerald. I'm just so frustrated on how everything went with Charlotte and at the ending, and them assuming that they're gonna defeat the Black social movement. It's just so annoying. I'm so annoyed by
Yeah.
it.
Like I'm looking at like in like I don't know, I'm not thinking of rose-colored glasses, but not like cynical looking. Like I'm trying to think, like, okay, cool, they're trying to do it this way, and the whole entire fear thing, as far as like the common enemy type of deal. I'm thinking like more big picture.
We'll end the show right here. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to chop this show up. So, thank you everybody for watching Villains and Creeps. We'll see you at episode 8.
So